Wahan? To who?
Atu-
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Owl.
Hello. I gotta mute your stream. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hello. Welcome to what session is this? This is session 6.
Yeah.
I knew that. Welcome back everybody. Today we are missing our dwarven druid as he is celebrating his son's birthday with the whispers in the wind. So we will be out a Matthias today. Um, we still have Sandwich playing Gallant, the human paladin, Krim, our tiefling fighter with Ember the raccoon. We have TJ playing Albert Cupertino, a human monk paladin, as well as myself playing Talia, the tiefling bard rogue. Then we have Tekken playing Jekin, a human bard necromancer. Pat playing Beheld, the wood elf fighter, dexterity
Hello.
fighter, with Azathoth and Cozy as his companions.
Meow.
And we have Muffin playing Idella, the human cleric, and with her white shepherd dog, Brutus. I think that was everybody.
Mhm.
The only updates and announcements I have is that Matthias is not here. So I'm gonna make kind of like an executive decision. If three or more players, including myself, cannot make it to a session, then we will either reschedule or just cancel session for that week. But if one or two cannot be there, then we will continue with session. We'll just find a way around for them to um, get back into it, or just have them do kind of like their own thing, or still be included in the group, and I will just go ahead and act as like kind of an NPC for them. Let's see. This is the last week that we are going to be using our Google Docs sheets, except for Muffin because she is my secretary. And we'll be having all of our character sheets in Roll20, so we should be able to have our attacks. We can do checks, saves, and we'll have all of our abilities in there as well. There should be a place to put like your backstory and anything else that you want to add. Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna be using that next week. I still gotta work with uh, Muffin, Pat, and TJ on those, but everybody else is pretty much close to up and ready. I think that is it. Does anybody have any questions or announcements you want to say before we start?
Not me.
No, I'm
Nice. The
chilling.
silence is golden.
Mm.
Alrighty.
Talking is
Um.
difficult.
um. So the. Okay. Cool beans. Okay. Sorry. All right. To recap, we'll go through this kind of a little bit quickly. Talia has recruited the party to help defeat an evil dragon residing in Talia's mountain town, Obsidia. After purchasing supplies, potions, and a sparkly white horse named Raymond, the party ventures into the wild, heading for the lake town of Leone to supply before heading to the city of Galdona to really supply before they head out onto the more treacherous part of the journey and getting to Obsidia in the mountains. Um, During their travels, they defeat a group of bandits, converse with one another, and get to know the basics of everybody's history and learn to cope with Talia's night terrors. They manage to make it to Leone, where they promptly request lodging at the local tavern, which is just called the tavern. They split into 3 groups to share rooms, and they eat, drink, and play 2 truths and a lie to get to know each other a little bit more. Um, some of the party members play a drinking game and get very, very drunk, and the others basically have to help them to bed, and that is where we left off um, with last time. So I would say everybody is back in their rooms, their respective rooms. I believe it's Idella and Talia is in the room with Brutus, and then Krim begged for him to sleep on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe it's Beheld, Jekin. Wait, no, Beheld and was that right?
No, it's Beheld and Matthias. It was going to be
Oh
Beheld,
yeah,
Matthias, and Krim in a room, and then Gallant, Jekin, and Albert in a room because Albert didn't
right,
want to be near the animals.
right. Got it. Okay, so that's where that's
Just want
everybody's.
everybody to know how hard it is to keep up the hating animals thing.
I know.
You're doing a great job.
You're doing great. Like you're doing a great job with that. But yeah, I know it's hard. Just like you gotta get into that role play of being that character. But we all know that it's not true. Like, well, you obviously like animals. I know it's hard.
A little bit.
He kicks my cats.
Wow.
sad.
We're supposed to tell you about
You come over here and you kick my dog.
Alrighty, so that is where we left off. Talia and Idella help help Krim into well, actually Krim is somewhat sober-ish. They help Gallant, and the others help Albert to his room. Jekin is already there kind of sleeping, and they kind of throw Albert onto the other bed and he just knocks out. Beheld was doing cartwheels up the stairs to go to his room, and Matthias, they also had to assist Matthias with getting him to his room, and they just attempt to drag him and put him on the bed. And I think that's where everybody is at the moment. So
Do we just
I'm
wanna go to
assuming
sleep?
everybody would like to sleep.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you fall asleep or did you pass out?
All right. Everybody sleeps and actually has a surprisingly good night's sleep. Idella and Krim, you notice that Talia manages to sleep through the night soundly and not have a nightmare. Most likely because she's closer to you guys as well as to Brutus. And she also was a little drunk herself. The next day comes and the party wakes up from their slumber. What does everybody want to do?
Breakfast.
Breakfast time? All right, everybody heads down for breakfast.
No hesitation.
Talia Sorry?
No hesitation.
It's a meat and me.
Are we
Well,
gonna
actually-
roll like last time to see how hungover we are?
Actually, should probably wake everybody else up. Make sure everybody's awake.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. So Idella wakes up first. She's very much a morning person. And so she goes to wake up at least Krim and Talia first.
Okay. I would probably have Idella would probably have Brutus like lick Krim's face, and Idella would like kind of shake Talia a little bit.
Okay.
And then
Give me 5 more minutes.
You can have 5 more minutes, but I'm letting you know it's time to get up because I'm gonna go wake the others, and then I'm gonna actually go out and do my meditations.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Krim, you're just chilling, you're sleeping on the floor, and all of a sudden, you feel this, like something lick your face, like lick your cheek over and over and over again, and just starts licking your face. And you hear you hear Ember in kind of like the background, just like kind of going me 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 me.
Mhm.
Um,
Like Looney Tunes.
trying to wake you up. Cram.
Is
Yeah,
he
Hey, we
actually
must
Yeah.
really be asleep.
Is he muted?
Cram, are you muted?
Oh my fucking god! I'm gonna That's swing. crazy.
I'm a swing.
I'm gonna swing in the air.
All right, sorry. Well, so go ahead. God dang it. Anyways.
Am I rolling for seeing how hungover?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d20.
Love it.
All right. Yeah, you are
Starting off
um
strong.
as the I believe, hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh, that means Talia needs to roll too.
Yeah. That is a good idea. Hold on. Oh, shoot. I'm good at this, guys.
Oh wait, we can do that. I'll do that.
We're both in the same boat.
Collective fives. Let's go.
We're both in the same boat. So,
It's that tiefling blood.
let's see. Well, okay, so as the winner of the drinking competition before the night before, Krim is like suitably hungover and is just he's hungover. Talia, as a lightweight, even though she didn't drink as much as the others. She is a major lightweight and is just like very cranky. Maybe not cranky, but like not ready to get out of bed. And just is a little bit more sluggish to waking up.
Yeah, it would be with the Constitution modifier.
Robin?
Did we do it with the Constitution modifier last time?
No.
Did we do this?
No.
I don't know. I'm just
We'll
messing
be
with
in the tavern for right now.
I vote
Let's
yes for
see.
Constitution
Albert,
modifier.
Albert, I also need you to roll a d20 to see how drunk you are.
How hungover?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Damn, he
All
fine.
right. Yep.
Ah,
Albert,
Crazy.
Albert, being kind of like a bigger man, is able to help. Like, even though he drank a lot, he's able to hold his alcohol pretty decently, and
my liver works.
doesn't have a hangover the next day. So, I apologize. We continue with trying to wake up. The dog and the raccoon tried to wake up Prim, who is still laying on the floor.
Why is there two of you? Fuck off.
Krim, you need to get up.
You need to get in.
All right, fine.
it.
Suffer.
Okay, fine. I'm up. I'm sorry. I'm a cranky sleeper.
I'm just making
He-
sure you guys are awake before I go wake the others to do my meditation.
Brutus barks in Crim's face. He goes, "Ruff." and Crim
Krim
is
shoots
like,
up. His hair is literally just like flat and straight up on one side.
Talia's like,
Akin to like a troll's doll.
dog.
Oh, the rolling competition was the checking that we did was to see how well they were holding their liquor, not if they were
From-
gonna wake up
from-
for a hungover. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Talia slowly wakes up. She like sits up, rubs her eyes, and is just like, "Oh my freaking head! I'm not drinking anymore, guys."
You know that's not true.
You're right. That's not true.
Why don't you guys go head down and get some water and some food, and I'm gonna go check on the others.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out and knock on Beheld. What are we doing with Matt's character? Is he like turning into like a kitten or something, or throwing him in a backpack?
We're just saying that he is so he's like completely out drunk. Pretty much kind of like the first time he got drunk where he rolled a nat 1.
Mm-hmm.
And he is just out. He is not getting out of that bed. You kind of like
Oh yeah, like in the
Oh,
in
so
the
we're
city after this.
so we're throwing him on Raymond. Got it. That's what I'm hearing.
That's a valid plan. I'm
Well,
not carrying him around.
well, to start, everybody can go have breakfast and then get their belongings and then we can head out.
All right. Let me knock on everybody's door.
Okay.
I'll knock on the trios first because I want to
Okay.
see Albert's reaction if he notices that Brutus sat on him last night. If he could smell like or see any fur on him. I'm gonna go to their room first. I'm knocking on the door.
All right.
Boys, you awake?
I'm up. I'm up.
I forget if
This is for Albert, Gallant, and
Checking.
Jacket.
No, I'm awake.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending Talia and Krem down for breakfast and water. I'm gonna go do my meditations. Just wanted to make sure you guys were awake too.
Do you know what's for breakfast?
No, I haven't been down yet to the tavern.
No, I guess I'll join them.
Okay, I'm gonna go wake up the others. I'm gonna go.
I smell bacon.
Some bacon. Alright, I'm gonna knock on Beheld's door.
Okay.
Boys, you awake?
Kinda.
Kind of. Okay. Well, the others are going down for breakfast. I'm gonna go do my meditations. Can you make sure, like, or just go get some food, get some water. I'll meet you guys in the tavern. And so I leave. I go out the front door.
Okay.
Mhm.
As Idella gets down, goes down to the tavern area, and heads out the door. Can you roll a d20 and add your wisdom?
Yes. In just a second.
No worries, you're good.
You said wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay.
As kind of like for a perception check.
Right. Just want to make sure I heard wisdom. +3. 20.
All right. So as you head out, it's pretty much dawn. The sun is kind of coming up. You notice in the distance that people are starting to gather over by the lake. There's starting to become like a small crowd. And there's not like it's again, this town isn't like super populous, but there's quite a few people that are starting to gather over there. And yeah, that's all you notice. You're welcome to
I kind of want to go see what's going on.
Okay. You walk over to the you walk over towards the crowd. and people are just kind of like curiously like looking. They're
Is everything good?
I don't know
Okay.
who was that. I'm sorry.
Is that Jackin?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, okay.
You notice that everybody is trying to like curiously look over towards the shore of the lake. Can't really it's a little hard to describe. You can't really see through see through the crowd. It's like again, it's pretty crowded for the fact that this is a small town.
I want to ask somebody close by what's going on.
The one of the townsfolk looks at you kind of with a little bit of concern and worry, and she says, someone was killed during the night. We're not they say that it might be like a wild animal or something. But this hardly ever happens, so we're all wanting to know who it is and what's going on.
Has this happened before?
Not with people. We have noticed that our livestock has gone missing every once in a while, and we just kind of attribute it to there are bears around here and owl bears and wolves. So we just attributed it to them, but we've never had one of our own get attacked by something and actually die from it. So it's a little concerning.
I kind of want to send Brutus into the tavern to let the others know what's going on, because she wants to. I want to see what the body looks like and see if I can help in any way.
Okay. You go send Brutus back to the tavern. Brutus runs up and kind of barks right outside the tavern. Everybody who is at breakfast, make a wisdom check. So roll a d20 plus your wisdom modifier. Okay.
Space after the R, right?
Yeah, actually, if you want, for those of you who have made your character sheets from last time, in Roll20, you can use your Roll20 to test it out. You just click on Wisdom. Okay, so
Oh, hell yeah.
okay,
Jeez.
okay, so Jekin, Albert, and Krim, you and Gallant, you hear the faint barking of Brutus kind of coming from outside. Talia and Albert are still kind of like hungover from, well, even though Albert was able to like hold his liquor, he's still kind
Concentrated
of
on the
waking up.
food.
And he's kind of focused on like getting some water in him, and eating breakfast. But the four of you hear the faint barking of Brutus coming from outside, and it sounds like he's trying to get somebody's attention.
Guys, Brutus sounds upset. Let's follow him.
Huh. Yeah. Sorry.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
what's in the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go. Okay.
yeah.
Is there a little girl in a well?
I was waiting for that. Little Timmy fell in the well.
the party, after some of them notice that Brutus is barking outside, they start to head out, head that way. Um, Curiously, the some of the other members in the tavern, as well as the hostess, are curious and decide to follow. Um, you guys notice that there is a little bit of a bigger crowd over by the lake. Um, it's
Oh, it moved.
it's yeah, I know. I said
Sorry.
Oh.
it's a
What?
GIF. I have my it is just background. Um,
Pretty.
yeah,
Nice.
I discovered I can have GIFs for backgrounds, and it's really cool. So,
We getting spoiled.
you guys notice that the crowd is getting it's a decent crowd now. I would say like a good. Mm, I would say maybe about like 70-ish people. Like almost the whole small town is like pretty much gathering over by the shore of the lake to see what's going on. Um, you see Idella, and she kind of waves the party over, and accompanied by Brutus, they walk over to Idella. Talia says, uh, Idella, what's going on?
Apparently, there was a body found last night or this morning that the person was killed last night. I was talking to some of the townsfolk, and apparently a lot of their livestock have been missing, but they were thinking that was just either the predators around, like wolves, owlbears, and bears. But this is the first time a human was killed.
Hmm.
That's interesting. That's really sad. I wonder if there's something that we can. I wonder if there's something that we can do to help.
Maybe I could try to reanimate the body and ask.
Well, let's go see if we can maybe help
Maybe
with
take
that.
the body away a little bit away from the people so they don't see me do
Whoa,
this.
hold on now. Don't just go reanimating things
Yeah.
while asking next of kin, dude.
Do you have speak with dead?
Well, I can animate
Yeah.
the dead. No.
Why don't we see if it's okay first? See if they have a place, like if they take the bodies somewhere, and we can
Mhm.
Or like a
ask
morgue.
a morgue and see if we can ask the next of kin if we can actually communicate to figure out what's going on.
Sure.
That way we don't disturb the townsfolk that they already feel, you know.
And so we don't get incriminated.
Are
That
we
too.
all out in the like center now?
Criminated. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, people.
I think we're still like where Idella was standing, which is like kind of outside. Idella hasn't, or I haven't moved.
Yeah. So you guys are out by, like, you're a little bit outside of the town, a little ways down the road, a little bit south. So let me see. Let me bring you to the map really quick. So, can you see? Yes, okay. So maybe you guys are like right about here. A little bit outside of the town buildings, but right next to the lake, where that's where the body was found.
Mhm.
So
Research it.
so the townsfolk have kind of gathered around that area to see what's going on. Excuse me. You guys managed to move through the crowd. Idella and Talia are able to do it a little better because they are a little bit smaller than all the guys. You manage to get kind of to the front, and there's a couple of men that are townsmen who are kind of holding the crowd back a ways, and a good maybe I'd say like 20 feet away is like you can tell that there is a body there. There are kind of there's a little bit of blood around the area, but they do have like a gray kind of blanket over the body so that they don't have to, so that the townspeople don't see what's basically see the body and how mangled it is. From what you guys can, yeah, that you can't, you guys can only see too much, so much, as like I said, a couple of the townsmen kind of try to hold the people back, and they're like, "Stay back! You guys don't want to see this. We're still figuring out what's going on." One of the townsfolk says, "Do you know? Do we know who it is? Like who died? Who was killed?" And he looks, the man looks down sadly at the townsfolk who asked, and he says it was the young man Tristan Lunder. We found him this morning, all basically all torn up. It was not a pretty sight, and we're waiting to we're waiting for we're waiting for Tristan's mother and father to get here to um, see what they want to do, unfortunately. So for, let's see, for all of you gents, can you roll roll another wisdom check, please?
Wait. So
Another
are we all,
wisdom?
all outside right now?
Sorry?
We're all outside, right?
Yes, everybody's outside.
Except for
So
Matt.
flat
Except for
10
Matthias.
down
He's
to a
still in
9.
bed.
Yeah, Matthias is still in bed, but he's like out asleep. Okay.
Investigation.
Yeah. Well, kind of. You guys are, like I said, you guys are a little ways away, maybe about 20, 30 feet-ish, from the body, so you can't really see too much. Jekin, luckily with, Jekin and Beheld, with your, all of you guys are over 6 feet, so you're pretty tall. But Jekin is a little bit closer to where Idella and Talia is at the front, so he can see a little bit clearer behind the man who's blocking the crowd from rushing over. You can see all you can really see of the body is that it's like it's covered up. There's blood around it, but you do manage to see kind of like a limp arm. It's gashed. It has what looks to be like 4 claw marks, kind of scratched up against on the forearm, and though the skin is very, very pale because of the it's dead. But it is very red and very, like, you can tell that it's very torn up from claws being just ripped along the forearm part. You can tell that it's like the body is probably like, it's a young man size, so like it's probably anywhere from like late teens to maybe early 30s, based off of like at least the height, or the length of it, I guess. And that's about all you can decipher from where you are. Let's see. 1 second.
Beheld's the only one that can see too, right?
God dang it, Pepe.
He can also see, but not as well.
Okay.
You kind of are able to see the most.
Okay.
Idella and Talia still can't really see as well because they're quite a bit shorter. Especially Talia because she is the shortest. And there's still like a couple of people in front of them. All of a sudden you hear kind of like a woman scream out, and she's just like, "No, my boy!" And and you see everybody sees this this woman running towards the body, and she's just like screaming and crying. One of the men that is actually over by the body, you also notice that there's 2 to 3 men that are kind of surrounding the body. One of them is kind of looking it over, and looking at the scene. So um, one of them manages to kind of like catch her before she makes it all the way to the body. Um, and she's like, "Let me go. Let me see my boy. Is it really him? Is it Tristan?" Um, this is the mother of the dead boy. Her name is Mallory Lunder. Um, and not too far behind, you see a man follow her as well, um, slowly behind, and she's like, "Let me go. Let me see him. Like my boy. I don't like why did this happen? What happened?" Um, and the her husband Lloyd just wraps his arms around her, and and both of them kind of slowly um fall to their knees on the ground, and she just bursts out crying and like sobs immensely and very very sadly for losing them, for losing her son. um Lloyd looks up and is like, looks up to the man who stopped both of them. They're out a little bit further, so they're kind of like in between the crowd and the body now at this point. um Lloyd looks up at the man that had stopped him, his name is Iger, and he is considered one of the town leaders. He looks at it up at him and says, "What happened? Like what? Like, do you know what happened to our boy? How did this happen?" Um, Iger looks at him and is just like, "We we're still investigating. We don't know exactly what happened. It looks like a large creature might have attacked him while he was out at night." Um, Mallory was like, "He wasn't supposed to be out at night. He was supposed to be at home. I like I wonder where he could have gone at that time of the night. Like we saw him. He was in his room. Um, what? How did this happen?" And she's just crying and just absolutely destroyed. Um, and Iger is like, I'm sorry for your loss, to both of you. But trust me, you do not want to see the body over there. It is very, very brutal, and I I do not recommend that you go over there. And Mallory is like, "But he is my son. Like, I need to make sure. I need to see him, please. He's he's our only boy." Um, and Iger looks very sadly at them, um, and just he's like, I really don't recommend it. Um, but I suppose we can at least show you his face because we were able to point him out by his face, unfortunately. Lloyd says, "That is fine. Just let us see our boy." Um, Iger nods, and he helps both of them up very slowly and walks over to the body. Um, Again, like I said, the whole body is pretty much covered with a gray blanket, um, except for an arm that you guys can kind of see. Um, they kind of like block the way, so the crowd can't really see what's going on, but you get the idea that the um, the one that's kneeling down and kind of investigating the body, um, kind of pulls the blanket off of at least the face part, and you just hear another very sad, heartbroken scream. And you see both Mallory and Lloyd fall to their knees and just um and cry right in front of the body. Um the men holding on to, like, kind of holding back the crowd say, "Please give them some space. We will make an announcement once we figure out more. Until then, I would recommend that everybody stays indoors for at least for the evening. Um and to be very wary about going out at night. Don't don't go out at night. But just be careful and be wary about any wild animals that you see. But go about your business. Let them be and let them mourn. You guys don't need to see any of this." Um, they eventually, after like a couple of times of saying this to the crowd eventually slowly goes back into town to go about their day. And um, Slightly, like, you can see concern in everybody's eyes, and a little worry and um, and sadness for one of their for their townsfolk family. What would you guys like to do from here?
Um, I would at first like to observe the area a little bit and maybe see if we could pick up tracks.
Hmm.
Maybe like what happened, or try to kind of piece it together a little bit before, uh, we
Before approaching the parents.
Is there any way
yeah
we
before
can
approaching the parents.
Yeah.
to see what type of,
Okay.
what type of creature it was?
Um, you are not able to tell that right now. Jekken, I would say that you can make an investigation check to see if you pick up anything.
Would that be a intelligent check?
It would actually be still wisdom. It would be
Okay.
like, it's more of like observance.
Okay. Do we all want to roll, or is it just me?
I'm fine
It's
to
up
roll.
to the party.
Rolling for wisdom.
Rolling
Yes.
for wisdom.
Okay.
Could I make a roll for I want to look in the crowd and see if maybe just like judging by people's reactions.
Okay. Yeah, go
Like,
ahead.
People watching.
That would
maybe
also
if somebody
be
knows something.
that would also be wisdom. So go ahead.
There's like hiding something. Yeah.
Oh.
Oof.
That's a bunch of poo poo. Oh,
The unwise monk.
That would not
Wait,
be
why
time
that-
for a cartwheel.
All right. So, you,
Oh, it's so
Jekken, you do, Albert and Beheld, you are just, Albert, you're just, you are just looking at the body. Like, nothing is, like, it's just, and kind of looking at looking at the family who is mourning. So you don't notice anything around you. You're just kind of focused very much on what's going on with them. Jekin, you see just a little bit of like blood scuff marks coming from the um across the road from the forest, but otherwise you don't see anything else. No indication of like um what the creature could have been, but you just see kind of you kind
A
of piece
trail.
together that you piece together that there's a little trail of blood that like the body was kind of like dragged out from the forest. Um, Beheld, you don't notice anybody out of the ordinary in the crowd. Everybody just is looking very concerned. You don't notice anybody suspicious. Um, it's just um, it's just a crowd of people who are concerned about their town.
I'm running to the restroom real quick.
Okay. Does anybody? What would you like to do?
I would actually look to Albert and Gallant and see if they would come with me, and we would because my whole I was gonna approach the family as like a cleric and see if there's anything that I can do to help like ease anything for either like the burial or whatnot, and see if Gallant and Albert would come with me.
Okay.
See if they notice anything. My thought is more eyes the better type of thing. And with having Albert with his experience as like a monk, see if there's stuff that he could also help with.
Okay.
So,
do
I need to roll to persuade them?
Well, you need to roll to persuade the guys that were kind of blocking the
right. Okay.
blocking the crowd.
Okay.
As you start to kind of like walk forward towards
Could
Yes.
could I go with Idella? Because I have a pretty good persuasive like booth.
More people, the
could-
better, in my opinion.
I mean, everybody could go if they want. Talia probably would want to go too, because she wants to see if she can help with anything as well. So I'm just going to assume that the whole party wants to go see what's going on with this. So as the crowd kind of dissipates a little bit, you guys are kind of the last ones there, and Idella, you try to like move. You try to walk towards them, and the guy that was holding back the crowd says, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, they can't you see that they need to mourn? They are obviously like, they need to mourn. They just lost their son. Also, you don't even look familiar. Who are you, anyways?"
My apologies, I don't mean to intrude, but I know I'm not from here, but I am a cleric that's traveling through the town, and I want to see if there's anything I could do to help bring the family peace, or if they need help with anything while they're going through this troubling time. And I'm wondering if you can let me pass to actually see if I can do anything to help.
All right, roll a persuasion roll. Your charisma.
Oh, good. It's +3. Woo!
Ooh.
All right. He kind of looks you over and notices that you also, I forgot to ask, do you have like an amulet or like a symbol that signifies that you're a follower of Lathander?
She has a tattoo on the back of her right hand.
Got it. Okay. She so he notices the symbol of Lathander on your right hand, and kind of looks you over as well, and is also also notices the dog, who is just kind of curious, like very well obedient and by her side. And he's like, "All right, I can probably let me see what I can do, and see if they would be willing to have some assistance." He walks over to the group and the group by the body, and basically says, um, "There's a cleric who wishes to help in any way if possible. Would you be okay um, with her coming over and seeing what she can do to help?" It looks like there's also another group um, that she's with. It looks like not sure what exactly, but it looks like a couple of them might be able to might be knowledgeable also in I don't know. I like if you don't want to, then you don't have to. And Mallory looks up and she's like, "No, that's fine. I think only the cleric. I don't want too many people over here. Just she's welcome to come." He walks back over and says, "You're welcome to join us, to join over here, but they just want you as the cleric to approach because they're still mourning and they don't really want too many people to see their son um, the way that he is right now."
Is it okay if my dog comes with me?
Yes,
Okay.
he seems to be fine, as long as he doesn't, eat. As long as he doesn't like eat the body or anything like that. That would probably not be the best thing, but he seems to be well trained.
You don't have to worry about him doing that.
All right. So, the man takes Idella over to the group by the body. Another man kind of comes over and kind of like blocks the way from between the body and the rest of the party, so that the rest of the party kind of is still a ways away from the site. Um, you walk up to the body, and now his face is uncovered, and you see a young man, probably in his I would say late teens, early 20s, kind of longer, wavy, um, dirty blonde, um, very dirty blonde hair. You can see his eyes are closed. Um, you can see a couple of like scratch marks on his cheek, as well as kind of blood on his forehead. But and then you can see um, the gray blanket is also starting to have some blood stains as well, so kind of soaked in. Um, there's one man who is kind of kneeling by the body and kind of like looking, kind of peeking underneath the blanket to look at the actual wounds, but without, or like the body without showing it to the parents. And the town leader is there, as well as the parents. Um, Iger kind of looks at you, and he's like, "So, you're a cleric, huh?
I am.
I don't know how you would be able to help with this because, unfortunately, um, I mean, he is passed. I know that he's long past. I don't think you would be able to bring him back, unfortunately."
I don't think I could as well, but I just want to see if there's anything I can do to bring peace to the family. I do also, two of my companions that I have with me are paladins as well, and we can see if there's anything we can do for if you need help with the ceremony or type of rituals that you need to do. But we just want to make sure that you guys have an easier time of the burial of your son. And my condolences of what happened. Do you know why he would be out, if you don't mind me asking?
Lloyd and Mallory look sadly up at her. At this point, just kind of like, thank you for your condolences. We don't know why he would be out at this time. At like he was a good kid. He didn't really do much. He, as far as I know, as far as we knew, he never really snuck out. He was always very helpful, especially with us. We don't know why he would be out late at night and why this happened. It's a shock to both of us. And Mallory just kind of like sobs sadly next to Lloyd, who was speaking. Let's see.
If there is a way to somehow get answers in order to figure out what happened to your son, would you be okay if I do that? If that makes sense. My question made sense.
It kind of made sense. What do you like? Did you have something in mind?
I have another companion of mine who might be able to have a better understanding of how your son has passed, but we want to have express permission to do what he needs to do in order to figure out what happened.
They kind of look at each other. Sorry.
No, keep going. No.
They just kind of look at each other, a little bit sadly and hesitantly. Go ahead and roll another persuasion check. So D20 plus your charisma.
Gee.
Yeah,
All
close.
right. They kind of look at you and they say, we're not quite sure about it. We would like to know what happened with our son, but I'm not quite sure how your party member would be able to figure out what would have happened.
I understand your concern. If you would like, I can bring him over and he would have a better way of explaining what he could do. We wouldn't do it unless you're okay with it, and we wouldn't do it in the public eye as well. We would do it wherever you would want it. And I'm just thinking of if there's a way to stop what's happening so another young man or a young woman wouldn't have to suffer the way your son did. And hopefully we can prevent that.
Roll one more persuasion check.
Yeah. Please don't suck. That's so much better.
They look at each other and then back at you. Lloyd goes, "All right, have your party member see what can be done. See what happened to our boy. We can probably we should take him back to our home and prepare for his passing. We don't really have much. We don't have. We actually don't have a graveyard here. In our town, we actually do funeral pyres. here.
Okay. When would the pyre be happening?
I would think by we could probably have it done by the end of the day, as long as I have some help from some of the townsfolk, or um, we would probably have it like over by our home as well, because that's, I mean, that was his home. That's our home. Um, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me go talk with my companions that I have, and is it possible? Can we meet you at your home? Can you let us know where it is, or if somebody can lead us there afterwards? That way, I can let them know what's going on, and see if we can help in any way we can.
Of course. Do you know where are you staying currently? And
We,
could I also get your name by chance?
I am Idella, and this is my dog Brutus. We are currently traveling through. We're going to be going to another town over the mountains, but we're currently staying at the tavern at the moment.
Okay. Well, Dahlia at the tavern knows us very well, and we and knows where we live, so she would be able to tell you where we are once we, get our son back to our home.
Okay, then I will see you at your house. Hopefully, before the pyre happens. Please let me know if you need anything before then, but we will meet you at your house very soon.
Thank you. We appreciate your help, even from a though you don't know us. We appreciate your help.
Of course. I'm glad I was here to help as much as I can.
Okay, so Idella, after talking a little bit with the group over by the body, comes walking back to the companions. Um, Talia, what says, um, what did they say? Did you notice anything?
I didn't notice anything other than he was a very young man, dirty blonde hair. Was roughed up really well. I couldn't see too much under the blanket, but they have agreed to hopefully. I couldn't explain much what you can do, Jekin, but I asked if they would be okay with you doing whatever you can in order to figure out what has happened to their son and hopefully to prevent anything else happening like this again.
Yeah, I think it would be good to give them some closure on this situation, because they seem to be going through a hard time right now.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe the faster we get this done, the better, since they want to bury him.
They're
Or not bury him, or
yeah, they're
do
actually
a
having a funeral
fire.
pyre. Yeah, they're doing a
Yeah.
funeral pyre. They don't have a graveyard here in this town, apparently. Idella looks to Gallant and Albert and lets them know that I also told them that you guys are paladins as well. That if you guys can help me in any way, where my limits are, if you can help me with anything that they need for a ceremony or whatever, if you guys are okay with that as well.
Well, ceremonies aren't really quite my thing, but I'd be glad to pray with him.
Okay.
I was thinking of following the trail, but ceremonies aren't a bad thing.
Well, how about this? How about some of us, I guess we could split up. We can start like following a trail to see if we can get any more evidence beforehand. I won't be going, but you guys can take Brutus with you to track. I will go to the Lunder's house with Jekin and Albert to see if we can get any information or if we can see anything in the house or just hearing the body talk itself to figure out what happened.
Sounds good to me. I can go about, and maybe Krim and I can go around and ask the townspeople if they know of anything else.
That'd be a good call. Maybe there was, he's a good kid, but we don't know if he was hiding anything from his parents.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Be
Dahlia.
careful out there.
Oh yeah, Dahlia
Whatever
got the.
tore. Sorry.
No.
Whatever from the marks I saw, something was pretty big to be able to tear him apart like that.
Yeah, the blanket was starting to soak through with blood. Dahlia, the tavern keeper, knows where the Lunder's house is. So if myself, Albert, and Jekken are back at the tavern after a certain time, we were most likely there.
Okay.
That would be the easiest way. But I say either meet at the Lunder's house or meet at the tavern if we find anything.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, let me.
Let's see. So so I'm assuming Gallant and well, actually, Krim, you would probably be good to help Gallant, huh? Because you are you even though you're a fighter, you have some ranger skills, if I recall, correct? You seem pretty observant.
Yeah, I have a pretty good history with a various amount of things. To be honest with you.
Well then, why don't you go with Gallant? Beheld, do you want to go with them, or do you want to come with me and ask around the townsfolk?
Oh, I'll go with them.
Okay. And then Idella, Albert, and Jekken will head over to the Lunder's house. And Talia, I will go around and just ask around about the about Tristan.
I personally think you should have somebody with you. If this, granted, this happened in the evening, but we are strangers in the town, and I don't want something to happen.
She makes a valid point. To be honest with you,
I can, despite my stature and despite my stature, I promise you I can take care of myself.
Idella hesitates and everything because considering what happened and they're still pretty new.
I agree. I don't think anybody should be alone right now, especially with the beast about.
Yeah, I can go with you.
If that's fine, I suppose. But really, I can't take care of myself.
I don't doubt that, but it's be better if we were at least with some other person.
That's fair.
She could hide in the shadows.
All right. Well then,
Beheld's on the
Beheld,
rooftops.
why don't you come with me? And I think that's I think everybody has the plan.
Yep.
All right. Everybody splits up into their respective parties. Idella, Jekken, and Albert go back to the tavern to inquire where the Lunders live with Dahlia. Beheld and Talia head into the main part of town and kind of head towards the main square to ask around about what they know of the Lundars and of Tristan and anything else. And Krim and Gallant go search go to the other side of where the body is by the drag marks to go investigate what if they can find anything from in the forest. With that said, let's go ahead and take a break and bathroom break, and then we'll continue with our investigations and stuff.
Sounds good.
does have to go.
Nope. We're back over. Shut up.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. All right. So, let's start off with Gallant and Krim. What do you guys wanna do and investigate?
Well, I
Follow
feel
the
like I
blood.
feel like I
Sorry?
agree. I was gonna say I feel like Krim would just revert to like basic like survival instincts and just follow the blood.
Okay. You guys follow the blood into the forest. You see kind of like still kind of like a dragging kind of um drag trail to towards coming from deeper within the forest. At one point you see like kind of a bigger area of blood and some slashes on the trees. Let's see. Both of you go ahead and roll an investigation check. So that would be wisdom still.
1 moment.
Mhm.
You said investigation?
Yeah, which is
Like
wisdom.
investigation in the thing or
Just
nice.
nice. Okay. You guys don't see anything like too out of the ordinary. You just you notice you notice the bloodied area, and just four large scratch marks on a couple of trees, a couple of broken branches. Um, well, what would you like to do next?
Could I use Ember to sniff and see if they recognize like the animal?
Oh, Gallant, you have full range of Brutus.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
I guess Brutus would be better.
I mean, both. You have both. Why not use both?
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean I have to roll?
No,
his...
I'll roll for his stuff. Just
Okay.
Um. Well, I don't have a character. I guess we should make a character sheet for Ember. We'll do that another
Alright,
time. But
Then for now, just use Brutus since he has a character sheet and everything.
okay. So
Did you already
Brutus, go
check?
ahead and roll kind of like an investigation check.
okay. Let me get his thing up. So that's wisdom. Yes, +2.
Okay. He just kind of sniffs around, looks around, and sniffs a couple of the trees. You realize that that he is a dog, and you can't really talk too much. Like you can't.
Man, if only we had a druid.
um. Unfortunately, like even if he does manage to find something, he you wouldn't be able to ask him about like what kind of creature it could have been. Um, he does find like a piece of cloth that kind of matches what
Wait.
well,
Question.
you see a bloodied cloth. Huh, yes.
Can't Brutus and Ember communicate, and can't Krim understand Ember?
Krim can understand Ember. I don't know if I would not say that Brutus and Ember can understand each other.
Okay.
I think it's more of understanding like intent than understanding
Yes.
genuinely like each other.
Yeah, that's what I would say. So he does find like a small piece of cloth and he brings it over to you guys. It's a little bloodied, but that's about it. What else would you guys like to do?
Is it possible for him to lead us? Like, can he track the scent of?
Yeah, I would think so.
Like, can he defer from the scent of the attacker versus the blood? Because I imagine if it's a beast, it's gonna be drooling and snarling and shit like that. Above the even. Good shit, Brutus.
You know what? Because he is a shepherd, he would know. I would say that he does know the difference between scents. So yeah. Do you want to have him do that?
I would say yeah. Gallant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's two of us in this party.
Yeah. I know.
He's so hungover.
I know.
He didn't drink too much, but he's still a little sleepy. Okay. Let me see what Brutus can roll.
The B. I just noticed the BRB sticker from that.
Yeah. I figured it would
Go
work.
ahead. Go ahead and roll another wisdom roll for Brutus.
Okay.
Brutus, be a smart boy.
No, no.
Oh no.
No.
He
Brutus,
sniffs
not
he
behind
sniffs
those
the
eyes.
he sniffs the cloth and he then he kind of like sniffs the ground, kind of twirls it, kind of like spins around in a circle and just kind of like sits down. What would you like to do next?
Good.
Just keep going forward. No more questions.
I'm sorry. Do you have a direction? Because we're at the end of the blood trail.
We'll go past it then.
Can I roll a perception check to see if there's any snapped twigs or like a track of any kind?
Yes, go ahead.
Perception. I just dumb. Well, I am, but not
Yeah.
perception.
Well, it would be wisdom. Nice. So, as you look ahead a little bit more forward, you do notice some broken branches a little bit deeper into the forest, as well as kind of as if some like kind of spaces between shrubbery and kind of couple of like a couple of like just kind of like spacing between ferns and shrubbery, as well as a couple of broken twigs, but it kind of is showing a little bit of a path of where things might have come from.
We'll follow that.
Okay. You follow it a little bit more into the forest, but it's starting to kind of like it's in the forest, but kind of like you notice that it's starting to head a little bit into town. Well, kind of like it's heading in the direction of town, but in the forest area. Let's see. Both of you go ahead and roll one more investigation check. So, So your wisdom.
16.
Use Gallant, you're just kind of observing at least observing the way that you guys are going. Krim, you kind of like focus on your tracking skills and you look down and you notice that there are a couple of different tracks. You see there's a pair of human tracks, but then a pair of another pair of tracks. Go ahead and make one more. This one is going to be a hold on. I would say just make this a pure intelligence check.
My weakness.
No possible way I can fuck this up.
Oh my god.
I told you my weakness.
Famous last words.
All right. You mentioned to Gallant that you noticed that there's a couple of different tracks, and to maybe see what it could be. Gallant, you notice that it's not like they're not big enough to be owl bear tracks or bear tracks. They're not small enough. They're not small enough to be wolf tracks. They do look like it's some sort of creature but it does resemble somewhat of like a human foot, but but quite a bit bigger, and like it, you can tell that there's like claw marks as well, where the
Sasquatch.
Sorry.
Did you say you said Sasquatch? What-
Bigfoot. Yeti.
It's like
It-
you guys have monkeys here, right?
Monkeys are in D&D, yes.
Think of it like a
Is
big
it okay?
muscular monkey that walks on two legs.
They left me in the woods with a crazy person.
You did this
It's
yourself.
real, I'm telling you.
I know, buddy. I know. Anyway.
they kind
Anyway,
like
let's follow him.
you do notice though that it is like a kind of like a four-toed creature as well. But like I said, it kind of has it kind of, in a way, it resembles kind of both a human's foot
Man, bear,
and
pig.
huh?
Man, bear, pig. Sorry.
Bear pig. And possibly more canine-ish as well.
Oh, okay.
Werewolf.
Their wolf. Sorry.
Platypus bear.
No, just bear. Um, you notice that you guys continue to follow the tracks, and you notice that the human tracks are they kind of like turn, and they kind of were headed back into they kind of trail into the town and kind of get closer to kind of like the main square of town. It the forest borders the town, and you can enter the forest even from the like anywhere in the town basically. So you notice that the human tracks at least lead to the town square.
We continue to follow it to the town square.
Keep
Okay.
going.
All right. That said, I'll put a pause on your guys' stuff. Idella, um, and Jackin and Albert, you guys head back to the tavern. And Dahlia looks Dahlia is there kind of looking very sadly and kind of with her head in her hands. And she's like, I'm sorry, the tavern is just give us a moment. It will open up again soon.
Wait 1 second.
What's opening now?
The tavern.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Just typing.
No, good. What would you guys like to do?
I'd approach Dahlia.
Okay. Dahlia, again, she's just kind of like she just kind of has her head in her hands and she's like, this is terrible. I feel so bad for the Lundars. They're good people and this shouldn't have happened to their son.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Uh,
Hello.
I'm wondering if you can let me know where the Lunder's house is. We've been invited to go there to help with the ceremonial pyre that will be happening this afternoon.
Oh, of course. They live kind of on the edge of the town. Um kind of on the other side of the town, but like um kind of towards the end of the road. Um so if you go through the town square, you just keep going straight along the small road that we have, and then it'll be on the left side at the very, very end.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell
Mhm.
me about Tristan or anything else that has happened? I heard some of the town folks saying that there was livestock that has been missing. Has there been any clues or wonderings of how the livestock been missing or how they've been captured?
We have not, or well, what I can say about Tristan is that he was always a good boy, very helpful, and um, often came here with his father and mother to visit. I would, she smiles a little bit sadly. I would give him some food, and um, he was always very, very kind and very helpful. Um, um, Regarding the livestock, um, we've been noticing that, or at least some of our farmers have noticed that um, we have we have some farmers who have cows and some sheep, goats, chickens, and maybe a couple of months ago, we noticed that every once in a while just kind of um, they would just disappear. Not all of them, of course, but like a handful of them. Um, we would always notice that it was at night. Um, so we assume again we never found any carcasses of the dead animals, but we always just assumed that they would get eaten by like we said that we have owl bears and regular bears and carnivores
house.
here that would eat um eat animals as well.
Was it just one farmer or multiple farmers dealing with this?
It was a couple of farmers. Um, one kind of one has a few cows and a couple of goats. The other has a cow or two, some sheep and some chickens as well. We get a lot of their um we get a lot of milk, the milk from them, and whenever and when a couple of the cows go missing, we notice that um the milk produced goes down, as well as like if chickens go missing, we notice that egg production goes down as well,
Mm,
and they aren't able to sell it to us town folk.
okay. Thank you for answering my questions. I don't know if any of my companions have any other questions.
I'm only here to pray for the departed.
Okay.
Jekin, do you have any questions?
I don't see how asking
How
them is gonna help us find the animal that killed the guy.
no, I don't have anything to say, sorry. Dumb
Okay.
question.
Okay.
No worries.
I
Well,
thought he was going to ask them about resurrecting the guy.
We're not even at the house yet.
Oh,
We're at the tavern still.
yeah, they're at the tavern getting directions. So,
Oh, welcome to the
so-
game, DJ.
so you guys receive the directions, and you make your way to Dahlia says, as you guys are leaving, please give my regards to the Lundars. I will most likely be there for the funeral later on today.
We will.
All right, you guys head towards the kind of the center of town, making your way towards the Lundars' home.
way downtown.
I'm making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Sorry.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
By this time, the Lundars and the town leaders were able to relocate Tristan, kind of wrap him up in the gray blanket, so that nobody else can really see, and we're able to surprisingly get back to their home without raising people were definitely observing, but they didn't bother them at all. And they by the time you get to the house, they have Tristan kind of laying on a on kind of like almost like a couch looking thing or a bed.
Mm.
And you knock on the door, and they answer. Oh, hello, Idella. These must be your companions.
Yes, these are my companions, Albert and Jekin. Albert is here. He's a fellow paladin and monk. He's here to pray for your son and also for you guys if you are comfortable. And then Jekin here is the one I was telling you about, that hopefully we can get some answers about what has happened to your son, if you are still amicable about it. I think it's the right word.
Well, Lloyd is the one who's speaking, and he's like, "Well, welcome in. Thank you for coming." And this is the point where you see that Tristan is laying on kind of like a couch in the middle of in one of the rooms, and it's just like kind of a cozy wooden cottage home. Mallory is next to next to the body and still crying and still kind of messed up. So Lloyd turns to Jekin. What how do you think you can help figure out what happened and what did this?
Well, I could. Well, first of all, this might be a little hard, especially for what you guys have been going through. But I can reanimate the dead to and possibly get answers from him about what happened and maybe give you guys some closure.
He kind of like looks taken aback a little bit, and he's like, animate the dead? Like, you can bring him back to life?
For a little bit, yes.
Would we be able to at this point you've gotten Mallory's attention, and she perks up and she's like, would we be able to talk with him? Would we be able to like would we be able to say goodbye to him before he moves on?
Yes, you would, but he won't be all there because of, you know, he's kind of like his soul, part of his soul will come back to his body, but he will still kind of like, you know, be a little what's the word I'm looking for? You know, like, you know, sorry, I don't know if I can.
I just picture Jack is just struggling trying to say this, and he's like, "I'm fucking
Are you
know."
trying to say sentient?
It's very interesting that Jekin also has a very high charisma, being a bard. So,
And
but
he's
yet
struggling.
but yet he is very antisocial.
Are you trying to say
charisma
sentient?
The charisma is for the bard stuff. You'd be able to put on a show, damn it. Yes, you will be able to say goodbye and hope, you know, and we'll be able to figure out hopefully be able to figure out what did this to him.
Mallory looks at Lloyd. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. So this would be a d20 plus your plus your charisma.
Before he rolls,
Okay.
can I give him God's blessing?
Well,
Sure.
my charisma would be +3 as well.
I think is it +3?
Yep.
My bad.
So backspace, roll 20.
Yes.
Roll
sorry.
d20.
Yes.
+3, or with the God wisdom, would it be more than +3 or?
God's blessing. It would
no,
be.
this.
Sorry, go.
Sorry. This is charisma with God's blessing. Hold on.
God's blessing is a +1 to 8 points to action roll.
Okay, so you're gonna it's gonna be 1d20. So you're gonna do /roll 1d20 plus 3 plus 1d8. Have fun with that math.
Do you want me to roll the d8 because it's the blessing?
That's fine.
Okay.
That
Okay.
works.
That way.
So just roll a d20 plus 3. Jekin.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Are you sure you want to use? Okay. All right. Well, you get an extra, so 25. Okay. So, Mallory looks very, like, kind of. She smiles a little bit, hopefully, at Lloyd, and Lloyd is like, "Okay, let's do it then." How long does the spell last? by the way, the spell lasts maybe like just a couple of minutes. Like, yeah.
We will be able to do this for a couple of minutes. So, our time and your time will be very, very tight.
Okay, that's fine. We just want to say goodbye to our boy before well, we just want to say goodbye to him.
Yes, before he goes to the other side.
Mhm.
Do I have to roll to revive him, or?
In that case, no. You just have to in a way cast your
All right.
spell.
I will cast. What's it at? Animate the dead.
Okay. As you you speak in kind of like a dark necromancer language that isn't really known. It actually sounds a lot more like abyssal in a way, so it's kind of a little off-putting to everybody in the room. By which is Lloyd, Mallory, and Iger is also there as well. As well as the other person who is helping as well, Max. Plus the three of you. As Jekken is saying the spell, you notice that his normally red eyes suddenly go all black, like they fill up the his whole eyes, and his hair turns from like kind of a dark brown color to kind of like it slowly kind of turns a white color and kind of starts to flow a little bit as well. The parents are a little bit off put by what's happening, but they kind of still a little scared of what's going on, but they still kind of stay where they are. As the spell finishes, you slowly the body slowly starts to kind of like sit up, and everybody, like the parents gasp, as well as the two guys, Iger and Max. And they're just a little they're speechless at this point. What would you like to do?
I think we should let them. Do you think we should let them talk to them first, or should we get our answers first?
Um,
You don't have much time, remember.
Yeah.
let them do theirs first, but make sure it's only like a sentence or two from each.
Okay. Okay. Guys, now would be your time to say your goodbyes. I don't mean to rush you guys, but we only have a couple minutes before the spell wears off. So please.
The body sits up and it's just like it kind of turns a little bit and is like, where am I? And Mallory like starts to cry again, and she's like, Tristan, oh my boy, I'm so sorry that you had to go through whatever it was that you went through. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you're she just kind of like keeps apologizing, and she's like yeah, she just kind of keeps apologizing. At this point, again, Lloyd is kind of stunned, and he can't really find the words to say anything. I would say, she, Mallory's like, will you please tell these people what happened to your what happened, how you passed, how you died. um and Tristan just kind of in kind of like a almost like ghostly but like still like a familiar voice to them. He's like, I snuck out go get some go get some medicine from the Brightons outside of town. And on my way back, I was I just remember hearing a howling, and I ran into the forest, but whatever was following me was faster and kept running after me. And then I just remember lots of pain all over my body and like not being able to breathe, and that's about it. That's all I can really remember.
Hmm.
Mallory just starts to cry, and she's like, I'm so sorry, but like what why were you going to the Brightons? You know you're not supposed to be out at night. And he's like, I know, but there was a um one of the um one of the um elderly in town um needed medicine, and nobody wanted to ask, so I thought I would and go and help. But apparently that didn't really work out well. I'm so sorry, Mother. I'm sorry, Father. She's like, don't be sorry. Why? Like you were only trying to do something good, and we're sorry that this happened to you, and we weren't able to protect you. Um, Lloyd says, we're proud of you, even though, and we'll always be here. And at this point, the spell kind of dissipates, and before the spell dissipates, his body kind of like falls back a little bit, and once it's all the way laid down, it doesn't move or talk anymore.
May you find peace in the afterlife.
The Mallory starts crying again, as well as Lloyd this time, and they just kind of hold each other. What would you guys like to do now?
Well, I think I would turn to, well, I don't want to mention anything right now because obviously they're still grieving. So I think we can encourage or see if we can help out with helping them start the ceremony, and then we can meet up with the others and discuss what we think might be happening.
Okay, sounds good.
If you guys are chill with that.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay.
Yep.
Albert goes over along with Idella next to the body and to the parents, and they all kind of say prayers and bless the body.
They have a prayer.
You have
Sorry?
a prayer?
You have a prayer? All right, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Forgive my bad reading.
You're good.
Ilmater, the one who adores, the one who endures, I beseech you, look upon me, and behold my sin. Let it stand before your infinite patience, and balk in its presence. For while I am weak, you stand mighty. Let me be absolved before your weeping majesty, that I may cleanly bear the burden of others in my name. My knees may stagger, my bones may break, My will may fracture, but my faith stands strong. On your shoulders, Lord, if you will let it. Amen.
All right, you guys say your prayers and kind of help prepare the body for the pyre. You wrap it up in more kind of like cloth as well, and kind of tie the cloth down so that it kind of stays on. Um, you guys also help the others gather large large logs to start building the pyre. That's what you do for most of your time. Um, Talia and
Beheld.
Beheld walk into kind of the town square and just start to ask around, ask the townsfolk around um, about Tristan and the Lundars. They find that he's not like there's nothing anything suspicious about the Lundars. Um, one person that they stop at, um, her name is Lorna. She she's kind of like she's a shopkeeper, and they walk up to her and ask her about um Tristan, and she's like, yes, Tristan was always such a helpful boy. He would always help my grandmother um with chores around our home, and he was just always so kind and helpful, and we always appreciated his uh we always appreciated it. My grandmother is sick, and um she hasn't been feeling too well lately, and um mentioned that he wanted to help and um go get some medicine um from uh the lady who lives out on the outskirts of the town, um like very out in the outskirts, like maybe a little quite a bit of ways, um about an hour walk, I would say. um and she's supposedly a healer, and or well, she works with um or she's a Wiccan. She deals with medicine and herbs and things like that. So he went to go he said that he was going to go travel to their place, and but he never returned, he and then he was found, and she kind of starts to cry a little bit. um
Question.
yes.
The woman outside of town, you're saying she's Wiccan, or is she an apothecary? So is she a witch, or is she apothecary?
I apologize. I meant she's an apothecary. She dabbles with medicines and
Okay.
stuff.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Um. So, Talia's like, I'm sorry for your loss. Can you tell me more about this, um, this lady that lives out on the, outskirts? Um, Lorna kind of gives a little bit of like a smirk, um, and she's like, not many people took a liking to her and her husband. They're called the Brightons. They moved and built their home um maybe a few months ago, and ever since they moved in, we've noticed that things were that some of our livestock were missing. Um, our crops would get trampled. Um, so we don't know what exactly, like, we don't know if that's it's just interesting, that coincidence that they decide to move in and all of a sudden we are having difficulties um with our livestock and stuff. Beheld, do you want to ask any questions?
And this is to the apothecary, right?
No, this is to just
The
a
shopkeeper.
town's lady, a shopkeeper.
Did you hear anything strange in the night?
Strange how?
Strange, maybe something, maybe some rustling somewhere? In any particular direction?
I'm usually not out at night. We close up like right as sundown hits. And then I go home, and I'm pretty much a homebody and stay in my home until the next day when I have to go when I have to open up shop. But I've all I mainly hear is wolves howling in the night. That's about it, though. No, nothing really rustling or anything like that.
That sounds like it could be it. Talia, do you think that those were bite marks?
Um, they looked to me more like claw marks. So something that can definitely, like something that definitely has claws. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Brightons, if possible, and tell me where they live? Of course. The Lorna says that if they follow to the end of the road, um, and across the river that goes that's flowing into um, here. Let me move us over to the map here really quick. So basically, so the Lundars are actually kind of they live kind of more around here. And then I would say that the apothecary lady and her husband live right about there. Wait, no, hold on. I take that back. Maybe more like, hold on. I can't do measurements. I'm bad. Hold on. Okay, so body was found right here. Yeah, so probably like right here. Town square is probably close to right about here. Yeah. So that's how. Can you guys see the markings?
Yeah.
Yep, I zoomed in.
Yeah. um so yeah, this is where this is where the apothecary and her husband live. Um so if we go basically if you go past the Lundar's house and down the road, cross the river, and a little bit northwest of the river, um, is where they'll find where you'll find her house. Thank you. That's very helpful. I'll see if Talia says to Lorna, I'll see if I can find out anything, because if he did manage to go to her house, maybe it was maybe he was coming back a little late at night and ran into something. So maybe she knows of something, and she's like, I sure hope not. I hope that it wasn't like any of her doing, or um anything like that. Um but a lot of townsfolk don't really like them, because they're like me, they're a little bit suspicious um of all of the livestock missing, and now this, just when they happen to move in within the past couple of months.
It sounds to me like there could be some type of revenge. I think that
Revenge? What do you mean?
didn't she say that that the family didn't really like her that much or treat her that well?
Not the family, but like the townsfolk in general don't really um like they're a little suspicious um of these, and they're also very um Lorna says they're also very very reclusive. They only come out to get supplies every once in a while, like maybe every week or so. And then they
Hmm.
um go back to their home. Um like they're nice people, honestly. They're nice people, but just don't don't talk too much with all of us, and it's it's a little strange that they don't want to get to know anybody here. We're all we're a very personable town, and we like to um get to know each other and be friends with people, um and help however we can.
They're very reclusive.
Yes, they're reclusive, I would say. Well, thank you very much for that insight. We'll check it out, and if we find anything, we'll let you know. And Lorna says thank you.
Mm.
Um, I hope you have a good. I hope you do find something. And you have. Um, and I look forward to hearing from you. Beheld and Talia leave. Um, and happen as they're walking out, they happen to run into Gallant Gallant and Krim in the town square. Um, what you guys doing? What'd you guys find out?
Well, we found some tracks, but they led here for some reason.
Hmm.
The tracks were also not traditional.
What do you
They
mean?
they
Well,
they
traditional
did.
to me, but not to him.
Don't listen to the crazy person. They were kind of a mix between animals, more than strictly like a bear, wolf.
Do you think it's like a hybrid of something?
It's a druid.
I would say so. I would say so. I hope not, but
Hmm. Well, we just Beheld and I just talked with one of the shopkeepers. She says that Tristan was helping her grandmother, and going to and wanted to get some medicine from the from an apothecary that lives out of town. Um, if you found tracks um that were leading from here um into the forest, he must have gotten the medicine pretty late at night, and um, maybe the whatever was after him just chased him into the forest.
Hmm.
Did you
Well, how
find any?
come?
Oh, sorry.
They
go on.
walked into the town.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, did you find any like a medicine pouch or anything on your travels?
Nothing.
Hmm. Interesting.
You said the tracks led into the town?
Well, so
Yes.
wait a second. I think the tracks actually would have led. So remember, you got to think that you're going backwards. So the tracks would have come from the town.
So we must have been going the wrong way then.
No, not necessarily. You're kind of looking back. I know, dog. Um, you have to think of it like as like looking like kind of looking backwards and retracing steps. Um, so like kind of the end point was where um the stop. You can still see the map, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where the dot is at the right by the lake, it goes into the forest. And this is where the tracks are coming that way. Does that make sense? So you're kind of going backwards and kind of go through the forest, and it kind of makes a loop into the town. And that's where the kind of tracks the tracks led into the town square. Um, but I'm saying they led there, but I would say they came from the town square because they're all going this way to end up at the point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit over explained, but yeah.
Sorry. So yeah. But did you guys find like a medicine pouch or anything? Lorna said that he was getting some medicine um for his for Tristan was getting medicine for Lorna's grandmother. So he must have had some sort of medicine with him. Did you find anything?
Nope.
We've
Hmm.
again, don't listen to the fucking crazy person. We found like this scrap of cloth that was just in the pools of kind of blood. It could be part of that pouch.
Mm. Interesting. Well, let's go see if we can let's go meet up with the others and see what we can figure out. I think we should go talk to the apothecary that's outside of town. But it's a little, she said it's about like an hour's travel. So it's a little ways away, but let's meet up with the group and um see what and figure out a plan.
I mean, I don't really think we have much of a choice other than just do it.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys head over to everybody heads over to the Lundar's place and reconvenes with the rest of the party, who is working hard to it's the funeral pyre has been built pretty has been pretty much almost at this point. It's like I would say it's about noon, a little after midday, and the funeral pyre is almost built. Everybody gets together Talia says to the group, I think we should go. It sounds like Tristan was trying to help a friend in town get some medicine um, for her grandmother. And from what they've told me, there's an apothecary outside of town. It's about like an hour's distance, and they they think that he might have went there to get some help because the grandmother was sick, has been sick and not doing well, and he thought that maybe they could help. But it seems like the townsfolk also don't really are the biggest fans of the apothecary and I guess her husband. So I think it's something worth checking out.
I mean, I honestly agree.
I agree as well. When Jekken reanimated the body, Tristan explained that he did sneak out to get some meds from the Brightons outside of town, and on his way back, he heard a howl. And he ran into the forest where the creature followed him, and all he remembered was pain and unable to breathe. I'm thinking, and I'm hoping like this whole conversation's away from the family.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
is.
okay.
Yeah, no, like everybody, like you guys kind of the family and like the other a couple of other close townsfolk friends are helping continuing to build the pyre. And when Jack and Albert and Idella see their the companions approaching, they go meet up with them, and so they're a little ways away from the family.
So he was eaten by wolves.
But you guys,
I think he would be torn up more if it was a pack of wolves.
yeah, but when we
And
looked
that
at
doesn't explain that footprint too.
was it a singular
Or track, I
footprint?
guess.
And who is he grabbing medicine for again?
His grandmother.
For a friend's grandmother in town.
He did say
Maybe
he
you-
was somebody elderly in town.
Maybe we should also check up on them, maybe,
See if the elderly is okay.
and maybe figure out what medicine they were trying to get.
You might have to use that reanimate spell again. Sorry.
Boo. I think.
Wait, what kind of animal
I'm trying
would
to
just
lighten
want
the
to kill?
mood. There's a lot of animals that kill for sport.
Yeah, but
I
that just
think-
doesn't make sense.
Well,
I
then,
think we're dealing with more than just an animal right now.
if you're saying that
And
the
also,
tracks don't look human or like a regular animal, I don't think we're dealing with an animal.
And also, it could just be someone using like an animal outfit or some shit like that, simply because they wanted to rob his medicine and disguise it as like a vicious animal attack.
That doesn't explain him being torn apart.
Yeah, he wasn't eaten.
Or the fact that he heard the howl before it happened.
This might be a stretch, but I think we might be dealing with a werewolf.
How old is he
of
again?
such.
Mm.
It's about like I'd say he's like 19, 20.
And maybe this medicine, just an idea, maybe the medicine he was trying to get for somebody who might be turning into a werewolf. Actually, a good question would be, I'm not sure if it's like this in the world, was it a full moon last night?
Oh, that is a good question.
Everybody roll for perception. Or for wisdom. See if you guys can remember if it was a full moon or not.
Mhm.
I'm stupid.
I'm stupid.
You said wisdom.
Thank God. Okay, dumbasses over here. Oh, thank God.
No.
Oh my god.
Was that everybody? 1, 2, 3.
Talia, was the moon full?
Yes. Okay. So I know, buddy. I'm sorry. Give me just 1 second as I go let out my dogs really quick. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Bark, 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 bark.
Bark, 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 bark.
Bork, bork, bork.
Bark, 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 bark. I'm a dog. I go bark. I also go bork.
Bork.
I go
I mean,
hapapatacata.
If I was an Italian dog, I'd go bar 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 bar. Bar, 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 bar. Bar, 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 bar.
Have you seen that husky?
Yes. Bar, 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 bar.
I'm not gonna. Are we on stream still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
When I partake in the devil's lettuce, my favorite things to look up are the huskies
Well, it's
getting
not a
baths.
bad thing.
You could talk about it.
When I
You have to
smoke,
remember
get
the amount of
fucking
worse
high.
shit that. Never mind. Never mind.
When I smoke like a motherfucker, I love to look up huskies getting like bathed.
Oh, because they're like
Their fucking
screaming.
screams,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my god.
I have the perfect page for you to follow if you like husky screams.
We were talking about
It's-
the Italian husky.
Oh, brr, brr, brr.
Yeah.
I know exactly. I love that too.
Bar, 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 bar.
Okay, so Idella and Jekken kind of remember a little bit, like they remember that it was kind of like a brighter night. And like through the window they could see like quite a bit of moonlight. Talia just straight up was like, "Yep, yeah, it was a full moon yesterday night." You are correct about that.
So we might be dealing with a werewolf.
So werewolves are real here. That's cool.
Oh, you
I don't
actually
know if
you actually know what werewolves are.
I don't know if dealing with werewolves is necessarily cool, Gallant.
That depends on what kind of werewolf. Are we dealing with a saloon werewolf?
Well, I've
how
never had to
big
deal
is-
with one, so it's pretty cool now.
We're strong.
That's fair.
You do cartwheels.
No worry.
One of us does cartwheels.
He can always just pew pew the werewolf with his laser gun.
But we all can do cartwheels.
Well, I do think that we should go probably sooner rather than later, so that we're not. Nice. You do an excellent cartwheel. We should probably go sooner than later so that we're not caught in the,
We also
we're not in the same situation as Tristan.
Mhm.
we also
Well,
shouldn't
I don't-
push. We don't know if like the apothecary has anything to do with it, so we shouldn't come off accusing her with anything.
I agree. We should just
No.
ask if she had at least seen him yesterday.
Mhm. And maybe
and-
about the medicine
Yes,
and
and
what
about
medicine
the
it was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See if he even made it there.
Yes. I think that is a good idea.
Maybe we should split up and have a couple of us ask the person who was supposed to get the medicine.
Some people.
And
We could
Okay, we could do
we
that.
can do that too. Beheld and I
Yeah.
already know Lorna, so we can probably go back and see if maybe we could talk with her and her grandmother again. Well, her and her grandmother, I should say, not again. What about what do you guys want to do?
I'll go talk to the apothecary, see if there's anything, and I'll take Brutus with me as well.
Okay.
I'll actually go with Idella to the apothecary because if they're not evil bastards, we can actually use some re-upping on some of the supplies.
That is also
Okay.
true.
All right.
I could talk to the
Um,
family.
Okay.
Perhaps pick up
I
some
don't know
stuff
if we should let him do that.
for werewolves.
Why?
Just interactions with humans doesn't seem to be his strong suit.
All right, so Gallant's
Excuse
Gallant's
You're-
going
you're
to
wel-
see Lorna's grandma.
Yes, you're welcome to come with us, Gallant.
Or God forbid
Humans.
God forbid they're not human. Actually,
Humans understand each other's excellency very well, mind you.
From what I understood,
From
they
a-
were human, or
from
at
a lot
least
of-
Lorna was human.
a lot about human excellency from the guy who wasn't really much help tracking anything.
Did you help?
Yes, I was the only one there with you.
All right, Beheld, where are you going? You're going with Talia?
I'm gonna go see the grandma as well.
Okay, so then
Okay.
you guys are gonna let Albert come with me and Krim with the 2 animals. Oh, this is gonna be great.
He doesn't have to come with us. He can do
Yeah,
what he wants.
Albert, what do you want to do? Do you wanna join
No,
Go
what was
to-
that? What's up with the apothecary too? Also.
Okay. All right. So even though you're not the
I'm
biggest
just
fan of
walking a couple of feet behind, you know.
fair.
Yeah, I don't want
All
to
right.
get your smell of Ember.
All right.
Really funny.
I think we're
Trust
actually
me.
gonna call it here for tonight because Tekken has to work in the morning and it's like midnight where he is.
Yes.
So we will continue our little side. I would say this is a side quest, and see what happens next.
We're gonna fight a werewolf.
Quite possibly.
Ooh! Oh!
Ow.
Proximity context clues. It's kind of yeah.
Wait! Hold on. Wait, no, I can't do it. Deep sea.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, woo.
Okay. Well,
Is a werewolf considered a type of fiend?
no.
Bean?
No, it is not.
Let me ask the gods real quick.
All right. Well, I wish you guys the best tonight then.
Is a werewolf considered a furry?
They're humanoid,
No.
human shapeshifters, and they're usually chaotic evil.
Mm-hmm.
I know werewolves and lichen are different, right?
No, I think
Not
they're the same.
necessarily. No. Lichens. I mean, I think lichens are a version
Okay.
of werewolves. Werewolves can be like there's many different versions of werewolves. And lichens is just a
Dwarves, or do
version.
they
So
have
like you can
wings?
have kind of like a hybrid of like a human and a wolf kind of form. Some actually just
Lycans
have a pure
more
wolf.
control, right?
Yes, I think so.
So
Okay,
lichens essentially is a short term for lycanthrope, which means werewolf in Greek. So the main difference is that lichen is more casual or modern way to say werewolf. They're the same.
Werewolves are humanoid shape changers, not a fiend.
Yeah, they're considered monsters.
Fiend is
Yes.
anything.
They are considered
Not all
monsters,
monsters are
yes.
bad though.
No, I know.
It all depends on what law you're referencing. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean you're gonna absolutely hate these enemies,
Probably.
Albert?
Well, he hates everybody.
If it has fur, he hates it. If it walks on all four, he hates it. All right. Well, I'm gonna actually go check on hubby. So I'm gonna probably raid out.
Okay.
I'm
Sounds
gonna
good.
finish homeweek.
Okay.
By the way, I'm starting to shade Talia.
Woo!
Sweet. I can't wait to see.
I gotta work on
Fish.
Prim.
Oh,
So it sounds
no
like
rush.
Prim, Muffin and I are gonna be doing over some time we're gonna be doing everybody's character drawings. So look forward to that.
Thank God, I want one so bad.
Yeah. No. You'll be on the. I'm planning on drawing everybody. But I just.
Yeah.
I also love Matt. I just noticed Matt's BRB.
I thought it was fitting.
Wait,
I
we
like
totally
it.
forgot about Matt too. He's still sleeping in the...
He's sleeping.
He
He's
is
sleeping
knocked
away.
the fuck out.
Yep.
He's gonna wake up and be like, "What the fuck happened?"
He's
Boy,
gonna
howdy.
he's gonna wake up and just be like, "Where did everybody go?"
Yeah.
we're dealing
Can
with like,
he turn
animals.
into a werewolf?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
I probably not because I mean, well,
Werewolves are
actually,
animals.
No, he would just turn into.
he could turn into a wolf.
wolf.
Yeah,
Okay.
but not a werewolf.
Yeah, that doesn't make
He would be a naked wolf instead of a werewolf.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
All right.
But it's.
I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.
Alright, good night.
Okay. Let's see. We're actually gonna raid. We could probably raid Stells. Yeah, let me move to just chatting. There we go. Let's see. We got Stells. We have an art bean going. We have Halo. Oh, Nerf's playing, or Embright's playing again. Oh, I don't know why he's playing again. We did raid Embright recently. I'm trying to think of. Let's raid the new art bean. I don't know what Ink's doing. But looks like just doodling and vibing. So let's go raid the new bean. I will see you guys on Monday for more art. Aw, oh what? I just got here. I'm sorry. I know. I saw that you just came in. It was kind of a shorter one, but we also need to make sure Tekken is on the East Coast and we want to make sure he gets to bed on time. So that's another reason why we did it a little. It wasn't shorter. But we also probably didn't want to get too far along because Mateo was not with us tonight. So, yes. Okay. Actually, let's raid Stells. We're going to raid Stells. I will see you guys later. Rest well. Give Stells lots of love. Good night.